Kids today will never know the struggle that the 90s kids had. I'm a 90 kid. I have a friend sitting on the side. She doesn't want to be on camera, but she's going to help me out with this video of the struggle we had. It was struggling, but then there was some good things that we had better than things today. Alright, so the first topic we're going to speak about is the TV shows that we had in the 90s. It was nothing compared to the TV shows now. Now, some of my favorite shows, and then also my friend sitting over there, some of our favorite shows when we were growing up were stuff like Kim Possible, That's So Raven, All That, Cat Dog, Slime Time, Legend of the Hidden Temple. That was that shit that came on like late at night when your ass was supposed to be in bed, but you weren't. You were up watching that. Please tell me, 90s kids, do you remember the Amanda show? It was like Amanda was her own stalker. But now that I'm older, I picked up on that. But when I was little, it's just like, oh, like, no, it's a completely different person. That's not weird at all. We had Rocket Power. Rocket Power was a whole bunch of little kids riding around. I think they lived in Hawaii. Did they live in Hawaii? So, yeah. They lived in Hawaii, and all they did was just ride their skateboards all around their town, on the boardwalk. They fucking surfed. There were little kids that were surfing. I mean, you see stuff like that nowadays, but you know what I'm saying. And they also had, like, you remember the handshake they had? Yeah. Where they would do some, like, wiggly, wiggly, wiggly shit. Yeah. But we had Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards was one of the most popular things. Shut up, Freeland! Pokemon cards was one of the most popular things. Like, if you didn't have outside recess because the weather was bad, you sat down inside and you played with the Pokemon cards. Or now in the 90s, we had, I guess you could say, some weird toys and snacks. But I don't know what you would put this under. The best thing you had when you were in elementary school was the 64-pack of Crayola crayons. I can't say that word. Yes, we're right here. But that was, you were like amazing. Like it was kind of like having gum now in high school. Like everybody wanted to be your friend if you had that, because you had every color in the freaking. All right, now for my 90s kids, please tell me you remember Sock and Boppers. Do you remember? Sock and Boppers, Sock and Boppers. If you bop them once, you can bop them twice. All right, now this toy is still out, but I feel like if someone saw the original toy, they would be like, what the hell is this? A Bop It. Please tell me you remember the Bop It when it didn't have to, you was like, when it would be like, pass it. No, you had to play until you failed, and then it was the next person's turn. And you got a score for it. Like, it wasn't a group effort, it was a one player. Oh, lanyard. What about lanyard? Lanyard was... That was the thing. Like, that's the thing that the girls started doing. Like, the older you got, you played with lanyard. It was one girl before I moved over to here. There was one girl that she would bring in like fucking ShopRite bags and stuff of like lanyard, and she would like charge people to take it to make something. She's awesome. Yeah, she was. Now every little girl was a baker when they were little, because I feel like if you didn't have this when you were a little girl, I don't know what the hell your parents was thinking, but every little girl had an easy bake oven where you were able to make real edible food, and all of a sudden you knew your shit. You knew how to bake a cake, brownies, anything. Now, one of my favorite candies from when I was younger, and I don't understand how a lot of people don't remember it, was a Wonder Ball. How can you not? That was like the best candy out there. It was a chocolate ball, and then it had pieces of candy inside it. It was like double whammy. It was, oh, I wonder who, what's in a Wonder Ball. I know they still make this toy for the simple fact, my niece came over to my house the other day, and she was playing with it. I was like, oh my god, a Skip It. And she was like, a what? I'm like, it's a Skip It. It was a toy you had to put around your ankle, and you would just skip it and just swinging one foot and jumping over with the other foot. Like, it was a weird toy. Did you just see my eye? It was a weird toy, but it was fun to play with for us. Mrs. and Mrs. Potato Head, that's a classic toy. That goes back to when my mom was a kid, and that was a long time ago. Sorry, Mom. I guess this can go under toys and stuff because it goes with playing and stuff, but as time goes on, more and more kids start to stay inside. When I was younger, you had to be outside, and then you had to be back inside before the freaking street lights came on. everybody was outside. You knew where your friends were by if you rode past one of your friends' houses and everybody's bike was just laying out on the front yard. Like, you just knew that was the thing to do. Go outside, ride your bike. It was kind of like Mission Impossible, like Kim Possible and stuff. Type, you were on a mission. Anything is possible if you're possible. Whatever happened to Beanie Babies? You go and try to find a Beanie Baby and it's like an arm and a leg for one now. Those things, like, I swear, it was so much better in the 90s because you got a Beanie Baby and a Happy Meal. Like, now you get all like these hard toys that you can like you get stuff like this in a Happy Meal. Yes, I have a Happy Meal toy. That's only because it's Hello Kitty. Furbies were the scariest toy ever. Oh my god, them things, I had them, me and my sister both, but they scared me so much. They were a very scary toy to me. Like, every time you would, it was like a sensor in them. You would walk past and they would talk. You lay them down, their eyes would close. You put them up, their eyes would open. Like, tell me that's not freaky to a little kid back then. Alright, now for topic number 3 is the music back then. I mean, all music, someone's making music about sex, drugs, and the next thing. It was like that when we were younger, but I feel like it was more hidden. Like, you had to really sit there and listen hard to hear what they were saying about it. But nowadays, it's just like F this, F that, smoke blunt, and all this other. In the 90s, not all the music sounds the same. Everyone had, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say their own look, but they had their own sound. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't say that. They had their own sound, and like back then it was just that everybody wanted, it was love songs. It was a struggle trying to get music. Oh my god, we had CD players. We had CDs and we had to walk around with that. It wasn't like nowadays where we can just walk around with iPhones, iPods, headphones, plug them in. We didn't have the little earbuds neither. Like, that didn't come until a while after. We had like the Beats headphones. They weren't Beats headphones, but like they were like the big bulky headphones. And then if you didn't want to go out and buy the CD, you wanted to download it, you had LimeWire, you had BearShare, and that shit always froze your computer and gave you a virus and you had to delete it. But do you know how hard it was to put a CD player in your pocket? A CD player was about this big, maybe even a little bit bigger than this. This is just a candle lid. It was like, it was so, and you would like shove it in there and you would get it in there, and then when you wanted to change the CD, you had to like fight your pocket to like get it out, and then you were on some rolling it out type shit. Oh my god, I remember that. Yeah, I used to put it in my backpack, and then if you moved the wrong way, it would skip.
Yeah.
Yo. That's one thing I don't want to go back to. I wish I was young again, but I'd rather keep my iPod, iPhone with the earbuds.
Before we blow your mind, the show was all about, and yes, we do it all the time.